parents to also understand that, we always put an emphasis on how correct parents are and how wrong, the children can be. But there is a thought in Rani Kii Prem Kahaani beyond its love story and its ideological clash. It's also about that if you're a parent, at times you can be wrong too. And you can be actually the grey area in your child's life. So it's very critical for parents to understand, just because आप बड़े हैं, आप बुजुर्ग हैं, लेकिन दिल तोड़ने का हक आपको भी नहीं है.
I think they'll remove this clip and show it to all the parents.
No, and this is in no way, I'm a parent myself, Alia's a parent herself. We all have to know that we are human beings first. And we are also capable of making mistakes. But in the food chain of family, you are always meant to believe that the father, the mother, the elder sibling is always right. Many a time, and I'm sure some of you children, kids and youngsters in the audience will understand that that's not always the truth. We have to know. And so Rani Kii Prem Kahaani scratches the surface of that and says so much more. But otherwise, it's a really funny, entertaining, happy film. And if you draw from it these little tiny gems that may be thrown at you now and then that's great. Otherwise, you can ask yourself the most pivotal question: what chumka?
But I'm glad you mentioned this. That it's also fun, but there are small takeaways as well in this, and therefore I must ask one question to Ranveer and Alia. So, what is that one leadership or life lesson that you learned from playing Rocky, and what you learned from playing Rani that you can pass on to them?
Most certainly, compassion and empathy. Before you write a person off, should always try and give them a chance. Big learning from this character.
Very well said.
What I learned from Rani, I'm trying to think.
The thing with Alia is, I don't think, and you can answer this after I said, I think that she didn't learn as much as she actually gave to the character, because I think Alia in many ways is Rani.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. So Karan, the way Rani is written and the things she stands for and the values that she has and the perspective that she has, I agree with 99% of the things that she believes and feels. But there's a slight difference between Rani and me. Is एक चीज होती है कि, and this is not with regards to if you have to stand up for yourself, you have to stand up for yourself, and to hell with the world. Sorry, pardon my language, but to hell, because you have to stand up for yourself. But there's a certain level at which this over opinions constantly giving is not required in a situation where if you can make the matter better, then say something. Otherwise, sometimes it's better to just stay quiet and let the situation handle itself out.
Very well said.
So, not like Rani at all is a negative person, but sometimes you may think that I'm just putting my opinion out there, but you're adding a lot of noise. So the value that maybe I learned from playing that character, and not like Rani was adding noise, was that there's a certain decorum and a certain gentleness with which you can also put your opinion out there and try and make things better, as opposed to just think of where you're coming from.
And actually, in a way, I have to say that that's what Alia brought to the character, and it's entirely, I give her full credit for it. On paper, Rani was heavily opinionated and at parts could have been, if I may say so, not likable, because she was so strong in her opinion. Rani was given sensitivity and understanding by Alia's sheer genius. She understood that she had to do it in a way where she was completely likable. Because Rocky was written as likable, right? And she is a totally different character, but she brought the likability to her character and made it, in a sense, worthy of emulation.
And in today's day and age, one of the we just love what all of you say, but one of the things that Alia, you said so beautifully, is the fact that in today's day and age, it's always about giving an opinion even if you don't have an opinion. Because in today's age of social media, and sometimes that can become toxic, everybody has an opinion about everything. And I think it's so important to perhaps take away from that answer that it's okay not to have an opinion, and it's okay not to have an opinion on a particular subject area and say no comments.
No,
But
the thing is, if you're helping the situation, if
Correct.
you're standing up for something, if you're believing in something, if you need to make your ground heard, go for it. But if you're just adding to noise and just giving an opinion just for the heck of it and not knowing the head or the tail or the middle or the back or the center, why? Why do it? Just read a book.
Read a book.
You know?
But I've always believed a conversation with knowledgeable people is better than reading 100 books. So we've got 3 people, so we've got 300 books in front of us. But before it becomes too serious, we've got the 3 of you together. So, I can't do what he does. Nobody can. But if this were Coffee with Karan, who amongst Rocky and Rani would essentially come out on the top?
Rocky.
No, I disagree. I think rapid fire, Rani would win.
No.
The games, Rani would win.
Rocky would win because he's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky.
Maybe
would
like
be-
the general knowledge part of it, Rani would win.
Yeah.
Rani, I'm not saying Alia.
Yeah. No, she'd win rapid fire. She'd win the games. I think Rani would win overall.
Is this your lead into a game?
Into a game. Yes, thank you. So how about we
I
find
think
out?
the reason is Rocky would be very distracted.
Before we let them go, there are lots of questions that are there from the audience for the 3 of you. So let's open it up first to the students who are in front of us, and then we'll go to the rest of the country as well. So, yes, Rutwa, we have a question.
Good afternoon, Alia ma'am, Ranveer sir and Karan sir. I would like to begin with thanking the IIMUN for providing me with this opportunity through the Back to School series. I'm Nidhi Chavla from Sacred Heart School, Kalyan, and my question for you all is, when we think of the cinema as an industry, it is the glitz and the glamour that pops up in our minds. But there is also a downside, a negative aspect to the industry, to the people associated with this industry, be it the box office pressure or the media or the trolls. So what advice would you like to give to us students about the setbacks that we may have in our life, in our future?
Number 1. What's your name?
Nidhi Chavla.
Nidhi. Correct?
Yes.
Nidhi. So something that I learned and very early on, and it just happened through open dialogue and conversation in my house. Life is hard, yeah. That's basically it. It's not industry, it's not anything. You have ups, you have downs. You just have to keep a grateful heart and take each day as it comes and not put too much pressure on yourself to ace everything. I think one of the things that Karan said is the most important 3 words that we don't say is I don't know, I messed up, I'm not right, I could be wrong. And if you are right and if you've not messed up and you do know, then anybody saying anything doesn't matter because you know you're right. Vis-a-vis box office, I think that's something that as an industry we will always feel very, very responsible about because we know that our audience spends their hard-earned money and comes to watch our movie. So it's our responsibility to entertain them. So that pressure we willingly take. Because if we don't take that pressure, then we will not be responsible and we will not put our 150% every day. I suddenly lost. Some sort of ringing started in my ear.
Thank you so much.
Super. Yes, the next. Thank you, Aditi. And
Good afternoon, Rishabh sir, Karan sir, Alia ma'am, and Ranveer sir. My name is Rani Kii. I am 14 years old. I am one of India's youngest climate activists, and I study in Don Bosco High School, Borivali West. I would like to especially
How's the football team doing, bro?
football team is doing awesome.
Yeah. Don Bosco hai, karegi awesome. Fierce competitors, in football, Don Bosco.
I would like to thank IMUN and my school and Rishabh sir for this opportunity. I would like to start by saying, how do you all feel that, as influential people in the entertainment industry, that Bollywood can play a role in promoting campaigns, in promoting a good campaign for many such initiatives like mental health, gender equality, and an issue which really deserves our attention, which is climate change and environmental sustainability. From Rocky or Rani Kii Prem Kahaani, what do you feel is your message that you aim to not just give to our students, not just to our city, but to the full world?
Baba, what did you say your name was?
Zidane.
Zidane. Zidane from Don Bosco.
Zidane.
Zidane. Zidane, it's critical to know that while films are a mode of entertainment, they're also very impressionable, and it's critical for filmmakers to always have something to say. Like I said previously, perhaps coated with entertainment, perhaps coated with cinematicness, but eventually you've got to say something. I think the one thing that plagues our society is male privilege. It's very critical that that we address it, not only as a society, but also understand it in families, that male entitlement and male privilege is one thing that constantly, as I said, plagues us, but also can really be impressionable to the mind of the young boy and girl in the house, or either. This is one thing that Rocky or Rani Kii Prem Kahaani addresses, is male privilege, male entitlement, and how it can actually be the fulcrum of disaster in a household. Of course, this sounds loaded, but it's coming through in the most accurate manner ever in this film.